So the man's prevents World War III from happening. He also goes to war with one of the biggest censors online in the form of the ADL, and then all of a sudden people start digging through his life, with the release of his biography that comes out. Very, very strange timing on all of this stuff. And then we have another attack. This time it's for the Center for Countering Digital Hate. I had to double check that CCDH and what that stood for. That abbreviation didn't ring a bell, but it's the same old attack vectors, right? Another pathetic attack on X and Elon Musk, a new low for free speech. It's still, they're right. They can go ahead and say all this stuff, unless it's defamatory and then obviously a lie, then there's going to be a problem. So today, the CCDH published a report to paint X as a hate speech platform. Why? Their research only consisted of 300 posts, out of a 500 million daily posts. That is 0.00006% from only 100 accounts out of the 1.3 billion accounts on the platform. I'm not reading the rest of that stuff. You can obviously, if you're reading along, take a look at that. That is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a single percentile. Like, ain't nobody accurately represented by that sample size. Of these 100 accounts were chosen intentionally as they conveniently posted divisive content. Exactly. I could have foreseen that as well. It gets worse in these then they reported these posts over 2 days, August 30th and 31st, and reviewed them for 1 week. 1 week later, September 7th, to see if they have been removed or acted upon. Why aren't you censoring these, what we would confirm to be controversial posts? Well, were they controversial? Kind of doubt it. I reviewed the data, and some of these accounts had 46 followers. Fucking Christ, those places are just booming. And many of the photos without text. Okay, that is not hateful or relevant to the post. Okay, so these are like those stupid bot OnlyFans girls follower accounts. I get strange how often those pop up. And 30% of these accounts had their accounts locked or suspended. Oh my god, this is cherry picking to the max. And to make things even worse for the CCDH, a handful of those posts were even removed. Oh, damn. So it kind of proved their point. Couldn't they go, okay, we went and investigated X, and it turns out that, yeah, they're actually still censoring things. You could have spun that as a positive, but instead you're not doing enough. We don't have enough control over there. Our friends at the ACLU and the ADL don't have their full censorship capabilities because we need to keep people safe all over social media. And to make things, the CCDH also admitted that they do not know whether a post or account had been removed by X or the user controlling the account. Oh my god. And they didn't even bother keeping track of this. After 1 week, they came to this flagrant conclusion. Why is that so difficult to say? That X is a hate speech platform. This kind of research comes in the conclusion in just 1 week with a tiny sample size of 100 accounts and 300 posts. So 3 posts from microscopically small accounts. Interesting. A few months ago, the X safety team shared an independent assessment by Sprinkler, found that hate speech impressions on X to be 0.003% compared to Twitter's estimate of 0.012%. Sprinkler did an analysis the right way. They used more than 550,000 tweets in research and had the AI engine analyze it. Yeah, I guess, right? That's how you run a proper analysis. 86% of the 550,000 tweets were non-toxic. Also found fewer tweets contained toxic slur words, received 3 times fewer impressions. Interesting to note that as well. Because as somebody who likes to tell a funny joke on Twitter every once in a while, if I want to use the proper word for maximum hilarity, it's going to end up getting deranked. Interesting. Of the 14% of the posts that got labeled as toxic, some of them were primarily using terms in a non-toxic context, like reclaimed speech or casual greetings. The AI had auto-detected those words. Now, these hit piece reports are getting embarrassing. Yeah, well, the man from South Africa is squarely in the crosshairs of the establishment right now, case in point, because, well, he's kind of doing it to himself at this point in time, and we briefly touched on this in the previous video, and hell, I even used the photograph in the thumbnail because it came out at the same time I was making a thumbnail. I was like, what the hell is this? So I decided to put it out there, but then getting the additional context on this, okay, Amber Heard doing a cosplay of an Overwatch character, like, bro, it's like, to be completely honest, man, like, back in the cut, Amber Heard, without knowing all the insanity, that's a bad bitch right there. I don't know anything about it. I didn't play Overwatch, so I don't know what that is, okay? But the fact that he got his girl to dress up in a costume, that kind of shows good frame. But then at the same time, how long ago did they date? They dated in like the early 2010s, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, that would have been a little bit later than that because that was Johnny Depp time. In the mid 2010s, so just about 10 years ago. And he still had that photograph, at least quick enough to respond to somebody like that. If you ever wanted proof that Elon Musk, he might be a genius. He's definitely alpha in certain respects, but if you want to know if he's blue-pilled with women, this story right here will go ahead and drive that home completely. There's a lot of people that are going, nice, nice. Oh man, you got to hit that. Oh, that's fantastic. It's like when it comes to leading your woman, having her dress up in a costume in order to woo you, and, it's not all that bad, but then at the same time, if she's doing it and taking photographic evidence, we know what Amber Heard likes to do with photographic evidence. She can go ahead and twist that and say that I was forced to do that. This is not anything that I'd ever do before, and he made me take pictures of it while I had this halo that was digging into my scalp. It left marks. And she'll have ketchup packets in her head. See where the halo is digging in. It's so terrible. But Elon Musk shares a steamy photo. Not really. It's just, a corset with a push-up bra. It's like, again, not bad, but of ex-Amber Heard dressed as Mercy from Overwatch. It was awesome. Why would you say that, bro? Like, if he was just saving this to just drop it at the perfect time, just to shit on her. But even though he did say after the conclusion of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial from last year, is that last year? Yeah, it was last year. And he wished them both well, both parties, Depp and Heard, and that they both find peace somewhere else. But he had this picture in his Rolodex just ready to pull up. I got questions, Elon. Elon Musk asked ex-girlfriend Amber Heard to dress as one of his favorite video game characters. Fucking oof. While they were together, according to a new book about Tesla CEO, which he later confirmed by sharing a steamy photo of her in the Get Up Wednesday. Musk's new biography, Elon Musk, yeah, it's about 700 pages. I ain't got time for that. Revealed that Heard commissioned an intricate custom cosplay outfit of Mercy from Overwatch after Musk said she reminded him of her. That's a weird... That's kind of a niche compliment. And depending on the context, like, I could see that not being too bad, but then at the same time, you can only get away with that if you're a billionaire like Elon Musk, because if you tell a girl that she looks like a video game character, they're gonna go, all right then, yeah, that's great, I'll just see you later, I'll be leaving right now. Yeah, it only works in the respect that you have absolute concrete frame, or you're funding her lifestyle. And we kind of know with her behavioral issues, it's a little bit of the latter. Then modeled the sexy outfit for him, and yeah, I'm just looking at that outfit, well, two specific areas, but it looks to be of decent quality. Like, I've been to a couple of video game conventions, all right, sue me. And a lot of the cosplay there, it looks to be of equal or greater quality than some of the more serious cosplayers that are out there. There was one chick that dressed like a character from Borderlands, another shooter game. Kind of looked like the Mad Hatter or something like that. Like, it was a pretty decent costume as well. But if you didn't know about cosplay chicks, ho, those chicks are down there. If they're of just middling attractiveness, oh my god, in those scenarios, they immediately gain 3 or 4 points with the people that are in attendance, and they will throw it back for anybody. Oh, your boy's got stories. Anyways, she then modeled, yes, the sexy outfit for him. Musk confirmed in the response to a tweet about the book passage. She did dress up as Mercy. It was awesome. Ew. He posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, which he owns. The world's richest man shared the photo of Heard in the costume to his 156.5 million followers at around 2:45 a.m. Yo, what are you doing up that late in the night? Okay, looking at pictures of old exes, you strange man. Heard is seen gazing downward in Mercy's iconic white bodysuit, okay, complete with the metal wings and a golden headpiece in the sensual snap. Photo's been viewed more than 5.9 million times by Wednesday evening and received more than 51,000 likes. Probably the most positive reception that Amber Heard has gotten in years. Heard is yet to comment publicly on the photo. If she really wanted to get some good publicity out of this shit, all she would do is just underneath that, I think she might have deactivated her account or whatever, but reactivate that shit and just go, yeah, at least my tits look good. Okay, people would take your side for once. Like, that shit would be fucking funny. The billionaire 52 and the Aquaman actress, yeah, she's gonna be that fucking disaster. Holy. We're in an on-again, off-again relationship. Yeah, whenever, she needed somebody to hit and pay all of her bills, and they were off and she needed time to ice her fist, you know, all that. You know how that shit goes. For roughly a year after Heard's nasty split from Johnny Depp in 2016, before she and Musk split for good in early 2018. And she seemed to be about the only chick to escape not publicly pumping out a kid for him, but we don't actually know who the father of her kid right now is, but that's very interesting. Musk tweeted Heard's picture just days after it was revealed that his friends and family hated the actress. Yeah, but you know, she's got to get points for being a good girl for dressing up as your favorite video game character. Musk's brother and friends hated Heard, brother and friends, with a passion, and made the distaste for Justine, his first wife, pale, which they also hated as well. She was just so toxic, a nightmare. Yeah, again, seems congruent with what we know about her. It's really sad that he falls in love with these people who are really mean to him. Bro, oh my god, I didn't catch that excerpt from the past video when we ran through, in at least in more detail, his previous lovers. It's like this dude out here just throwing around relationships like Amber Heard, you know, throws around box. Like I said, man, a guy can be successful in one realm, but if he's terrible in another, that will be weaponized against him. That was basically the entire reason for making the first video, and this just goes ahead and reaffirms it. He's a wildly successful businessman. Obviously, he's the richest man on the face of the earth. But then also, man, like for him to have this picture ready at a moment's notice, yeah, man, it's not reflecting well on you. It really does make you seem like a guy who pedestalizes women by making them dress up as something else that you find to be attractive. Like, there is so much shit that we can go ahead and dig deep in on this one. The way that he pedestalizes his mother as well. And then how he loves every girl that he's with so strong. And he's got these whirlwind romances that never really last all that long. There's a lot of problems that are there, and they always will bubble to the top. This is one of those rare situations where you have somebody who is just so successful in the business realm where their problems with women, while they are terrible, they just aren't tracking as quickly in order to overtake how good of a businessman he is. But he better keep on that one trajectory, because the other one, well, a very decorated past with a bunch of destructive relationships in its wake. But if he got her to dress up in a costume like this, I would also like to know where she's keeping that controller. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.